Third reading of Senate Bill 286, Senate Draft 1, relating to reapportionment.
Hold on. Discussion. Senator Solomon.
Thank you very much, Madam President. It's with deep regret that I will be voting no on this bill. I cannot see how I could possibly support it. As late as of March 4th, Monday, after third reading, I was of the mind to go with reservations. But unfortunately, upon contemplation and speaking with the attorney that had represented me, I find that to be impossible. I'm asking you, Madam President, if I could submit my remarks to the Journal.
Yes.
And to inform my colleagues that I will be voting no on this bill. Thank you.
So ordered. Senator Slom.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise in support of this measure.
Please proceed.
Thank you. Well, I certainly respect the views and the arguments of my colleague. I also respect the 108,000 military personnel who were disenfranchised last year by our Reapportionment Commission after they had voted the first time to allow them to be counted again, so there's no confusion, not to vote, but to be counted for representation. So 108,000, it turns out, are not being represented in any way. And that did have a political shift within the community, particularly the island of Hawaii and the island of Oahu. If this law goes into effect, it will basically define permanent resident. The argument was that we passed a constitutional amendment 10 years ago that said that reapportionment would be based on permanent resident, and that's true. The only problem was it was left up to the legislature to define the term permanent resident. It was not defined in the constitutional amendment. And just like the issue involving same-sex marriage and marriage, the term marriage was left up to the legislature to define, as the legislature has done. So in this case, I think it seems only equitable for us to define, to use our legislative duties and responsibilities, and define permanent resident, and to define it the way 49 other states of the United States define it, based on the census that's taken April 1st every 10 years. And it's as simple or as difficult as that. It would not affect anything now, would not go into effect really until 8 years from now during the next reapportionment. So I urge my colleagues to vote in support of this measure. Thank you.
Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? No vote from Senator Solomon. All others in the affirmative. Oh, reservations for Senator Kahele and Ruderman and he.
23 ayes, 1 no.
Senate Bill 286, Senate Draft 1, passes third reading.
Madam President, I just wanted to make sure we mark my reservation.
Reservations for Senator Green. Sorry.